Hi guys, it's Nintendo 13. I'm coming at you with a double upload today. I wanted to get out my version of the half and half tag challenge. Now, I wasn't specifically tagged for this video, but I really wanted to do one, so here it is. Before I get started, if I start coughing and choking and gagging, it's because I believe Sarah fed me some poison just a little bit ago, and I can't stop coughing because of it. So if I die, it probably won't get uploaded because I don't think she'll incriminate herself. Okay, here we go. I I'm sure everybody on here knows what the half and half challenge is. It's 5 video game questions and 5 personal questions, and I think that I've come up with some pretty decent answers for my own side of it. So I wanted to get it out there. Okay, first of all, on the gaming side. What's a game you were skeptical about that ended up being fantastic? For me, after some deliberation in my game room, that one came down to Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Now, when this game came out, I was already a huge fan of the GameCube, but through the years before that, I had never found any golf game that was anywhere enjoyable. So I wasn't expecting very much from this. Now, as it turned out, during that period of time when me and my wife had this game and our love of playing the GameCube, this was one of the most played games for the system. This was played over and over and over to where we were pretty much getting eagles and holes in one all the time. I just recently started playing it again within the last 2 months or so. Excuse me. And it's a game that I still play, pretty much one hole a night. So that's one that it really shocked me that it was a good golf game. Second question. If you could have an item from any video game, what would it be? And I gave a lot of thought to this. So many different items had popped up in my head, and I realized that of anything that I've come across in a video game, I would have to say that Harry Potter's Cloak of Invisibility would probably be the number one choice that I would have. I am very much an introvert. I am not a very social person. Well, I don't think that I am, but you get me out in social situations and I am. I don't know. But I prefer to be alone, and if I could be out in public alone, that would be really, really cool. So that's my answer for that one. Number 3. What is the best video game related gift you've received from a friend? There are definitely a few of them in my room that, I keep every gift that I've gotten. Those are some of the most important things to me. But in going through all those, I dwindled it down and eventually realized that if I had to keep one item that was truly just given to me by a friend, this would be the item that I would choose. This is just a comic book from the 90s. 89 actually. From 89, I think it's She-Hulk. But the back cover is the important part for me, where it has the advertisement for the Nintendo cereal. I don't know what it is about it, but that is very important to me. It brings back a lot of nostalgic memories because when that cereal came out is right around the same time that I did get my Nintendo. And this was a gift to me the first day that I met Rob the Toy Guy. It was at his yard sale, and I saw that in the comic book rack, and it caught my eye, and he's like, you know what, man? It's yours. So, very much cool. Alright, yeah, very much cool. There's good English for you. I guess that'll get to one of the last questions in my list. Anyway, number 4. What is a game you really enjoyed but no one else seems to know about? I don't know if it's me or if it's everybody else. I find this to be one of the coolest games out there, and I never hear anybody talking about it. That game is Fortune Street for the Wii. Now, maybe it has something to do with the fact that I am a huge NES fanboy, or that I am just a geek for anything Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior. But this game right here, it's a board game, Mario Party-esque, and it combines Mario characters and Dragon Warrior characters. Very, very cool. And as you get later in the levels, the challenges get harder, and I'll have to play a board 20 or 30 times to beat it. But to me, I just don't hear about it. And as many hours as I've put into that game, I'm really surprised that I don't hear other people talking about how cool it is. So if you haven't checked it out, it's like 10 or 15 bucks. Please go pick up a copy. You just might enjoy it. Especially if you like board games like Monopoly and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. What is my phone just crapped out on me. Awesome. Let me get to it again. And there it is. Okay. What game do you think deserves a sequel or a modern remake? Well, that's a no-brainer. At all. I'm always going to talk about this game. That would be Earthbound. Come on, people. We've been sitting here for, what, 20 some years? 22 years? Japan's had how many mother games? All we get is Earthbound. I think the hype is there. It's been there since, like, I don't know, a couple years after the game came out and people realized what it was. Why do we not have a remake of this game? Or a remake would be absolutely fantastic. But why don't we have another mother game? Any other mother game? Ridiculous. I don't get it. There are quite a few games I think deserve the treatment, but that right there, especially for the fact that I am playing it and I'm just about ready to beat it, and you know how it goes. When you beat a game, you don't want it to end, so I want to play the next one in the series. Or you're watching a great movie, well, you don't want it to end and you gotta wait a year or two before the next movie comes out. Whatever. Okay, now we're on to the personal questions. Who is your favorite musician or band? I have a few of them that I am just huge into. Classic rock is really my thing. It always has been. There are a couple on the list that just barely missed out, and I'm gonna spoiler. Here's a couple extras. Rush, one of the best Canadian bands out there. I absolutely love everything they've done. They're in my top 3. Billy Joel. Don't know why, but his music just makes me relax. He's, I would have to say, in my top 3. I don't know which one I'd put number 2 and number 3. I really don't. But with much thinking about it, my number 1 would be Queen. Freddie Mercury was so underrated at the time. And, yeah, they didn't put out bad music. They were absolutely fantastic. And I listen to that quite often. So, honestly, I juggle between those 3. That's my main music, especially for gaming or cleaning or anything like that. If I got alone time, I'm cranking up some of those. Okie dokie, let's see. What's something you really liked as a kid but don't care for now? That one was very easy. chewing gum. I loved it. I had a piece a day. It was something that I was constantly having all the time. And I guess it really makes sense as to why I don't enjoy it now, because my teeth are bad enough from probably chewing gum every day that I can't stand it now. I would have to say that it's been, I think I've had one piece of gum in the past 2 years. I don't have any want in it. Alright, what's something dumb you did as a teenager? This one I think is really going to be touched upon more in question 5. But this is probably the most serious note in here. Um, as a teenager, I allowed other people to influence decisions that I made. Most of those regarding how I viewed myself and um, how seriously I took my impending adulthood. So I let people close to me let me believe that, I wasn't deserving of a life better than what I had, so don't try. So yeah, my dumbest mistake as a teenager was letting other people influence me into bad decisions. Number 4. What did you want to be when you grew up? Well, surprisingly, I had two aspirations, both on completely different ends of the spectrum, and I fell somewhere in the middle. I ended up as a jack of all trades. I'm good at a lot of stuff. I've had a lot of jobs, and I've enjoyed quite a few of them, but I I am nothing now that I've grown up. I play video games. Um, but what did I want to be? I wanted to be a truck driver, an open road, across the road, like state to state, um, like old school convoy truck driver. Yeah, that probably spawned from listening to a lot of Tom T. Hall and stuff like that. Old country music. My mother went through a phase. But I mean, it was good stuff. I mean, Red Sovine with Teddy Bear and Phantom 309. Incredible music. It was all centered around truck driving. And I thought it was really cool. As I said, I'm a loner. I've always been that way. Thought being behind the wheel of a truck, cruising across the open road, would be the way to go. I never did it. The other thing that I really wanted to be, more than that, and more than anything else, was a professional baseball player. Growing up, baseball was my number one thing. I wanted nothing more than to be that. Um, Unfortunately, when it came down to me trying out for the first time, never being in Little League or anything like that, because we were poor, um, smoking had already been a factor, and my attendance had screwed that up, so I did that to myself. Who knows? I might have been okay. And now all that leads up to question number 5. If you could go back and do one thing different, what would it be? Oh man, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, right? That's always the hard one, because you dwell on it even though you know that there's nothing you can do to go back and change it. Um, what I would have done different is I would have kept my grades up where they were. I had no problems being a straight A student. Every class was a lot of fun. I enjoyed school. But as I said before in number 3, I really let people, influence me and let me know that, hey, nobody else in our family's gone to college. You don't need to either. And so I really pretty much gave up on schooling early on, and I just quit giving a shit. So I would have continued doing my homework. I would have continued, studying for tests and getting good grades like I was. and I would have gone on to college where I would have done anything. So, if you're watching this and you're young enough to still have that decision to make, stay in school. You know, don't end up like me, where you're 40 years old, you've done nothing with your life except for everything, and excelled at nothing, you know, and you play video games still. No, no, that's fine. Video games are awesome, but I really wish that I had a career. So, yeah, I missed that. I missed that opportunity, but it is what it is. You know, maybe we get another go around some other time and I can do something a little different. But anyway, I really wanted to get this video done. I really thought that I'd have something to say for it, so I'm really glad that you guys were here to listen to it. And yeah, thank you very much for being here with me. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.